Hey, I'm Veronica. How are you? Rocky wanted to be in the picture. It's kind of funny. So he's behind me. Um, I started posing for the picture and I noticed he was right behind me. Okay, once again, I have top chat on. I want live chat, not top chat. Okay. So to start with, I am wearing a sweater I got in Ecuador. It is extremely cold here today. Chicago is having nasty weather. I was supposed to be at an adoption event right now at Petco. It got canceled due to the cold weather. So I decided to come online instead and do a live session answering your questions on how to help you get your specific event to meet me. I will be at the one at the end of February. Do not know the date on that yet. It's usually on a Saturday from 10 to 1. And it will be at the same location, the Willowbrook Petco. So I will be posting that when the details are available. So I am sorry if you were planning to go to that. But due to the cold weather, they didn't want to transport the animals in the weather. It's understandable. So it's extremely cold right now. It's going to get colder even this week. It's actually on Wednesday. The high is going to be -10. That's Fahrenheit. And the low is going to be like -20. Now, being an animal lover, I always worry about the animals outside. In fact, it drives me crazy. I am currently taking care of 3 ferals, and I'm allowing them to come in my 3 seasons room. I've got like a warmer bed set up, a little boxes, some straw. I'm bringing them fresh water because the water keeps freezing, and I'm bringing them wet food for the shelter because I worry so much about the cold temperatures. My plan is to turn my 3 seasons room into like a feral cat shelter that they can come into in the winter time and get warmth. Right now I'm taking care of a feral cat named Spot. She was actually fixed years ago by the neighbors. She lives out in the yard. You may have seen her in one of my previous videos. She made an appearance. And then there's a new kitty. He's a big black and white kitty. I named him Felix. And then there's a Bengal kitty. I just call her Bengal. She looks so pretty. She almost looks like a purebred. It's crazy. You wonder how these cats wind up outside. But if you do have feral cats in your area, you are in a cold area, I always encourage people to try to help them because they need our help, especially when the temperatures get super low. Okay, one other thing, and then we're going to start with some live questions. It is my birthday on Friday, and my boyfriend did something super special leading up to my birthday. He's giving me these presents every day, starting yesterday, because yesterday was a week to my birthday. My birthday is on Friday. And he knows how badly I want to go to England. A virtual vacation every single day. He wrote up like a little thing saying how we went to London and what we saw. On day 1, it was London Bridge. Day 2, it was Buckingham Palace. He wrote all sorts of cute things, and I'm not going to read that, but I wanted to share it because he is being extremely wonderful to me. I wanted to share my happiness on that. Okay, so to you, I want you to experience the same kind of happiness with your specific person in your love life, in your life, to be happy. So let's do some live questions, and I'm looking forward to helping you. Hopefully I can give you some advice. So let's go ahead and take some. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to try to pre-read these in advance because sometimes I read them live and then I wonder what on earth sometimes I read. Okay, I sent my crush a message, but he didn't reply. How can I manifest contact from him? Okay, so whenever you have a crush, you want them really badly, and a lot of times you want to be like proactive. You want to make it happen, so you end up sending them messages. Sometimes you send them too many messages, and I think a lot of times if you've already sent a message, I think it's kind of enough. You want to let them think about you and let them wonder about you and give them a chance to see you as a mystery too. So you definitely don't want to overdo it. It's fine if you sent one message, like, hey, I'm interested in you. Let's do this thing, but you don't want to overdo it. So I always say, in terms of manifesting, try to daydream on this person. Try to imagine them in a happy way. What would it be like to actually go on a date with this person? Like, how wonderful that would be. And I think that in terms of a crush, or really kind of any desire, it comes to you. You don't seek it out because you want to put yourself in an abundant state of mind. So you think to yourself, would I be doing this activity if we were together? And a lot of times you do these activities because you're seeking it out because you think it's not going to come to you otherwise. Or sometimes you're just really anxious. I see it as natural progression of your life. It's like you're the storyteller and you're telling the future. You're sort of telling your story, what you believe you're capable of having, doing, and being. So you want to see this person as a part of your story. I mean, plenty of people wind up with their crushes. Like that happens all the time, consciously, unconsciously. Everybody's using the law of attraction. It's not just the people that are using it with a conscious intention in mind. So I think that it is important to remember that you can, in fact, attract this person. See yourself as someone who's attractive and imagine them like seeking you out and wanting to be with you. And then you just kind of let it go. Like you don't want to get obsessed with this person or continue contacting them. Okay. So I hope that helped the first person. Hi, Veronica. I just want to ask, does a third person matter? No. What if he really likes her, but they just can't get together because of family issues from both sides? Can I still manifest him? Yes, of course you can still manifest him. Third person, I mean, it seems annoying. It seems like an obstacle, but I think that in any situation, there's always obstacles. Otherwise, you would have the result, whether it is to be with a specific person or maybe you want a certain job. There's always something standing in the way. Otherwise, you'd actually have your result. So I think it's important to remember that every single situation has obstacles. In this person's particular situation, it's the obstacle of an idea of a third party. Now, in terms of a third party, you don't want to obsessively get fixated on this person where you are sort of thinking about the third party more than you're thinking about your specific person. Like that's kind of crazy. A lot of times that happens because you get so fixated on this person standing in your way that all you can see is that person and you no longer daydream happily on your specific person. It's like it's tarnished by this third party. And so you really want to get into a more empowered threat to you. I think that whenever there's a third person, you always tend to compare yourself to them. Or think, well, my specific person likes them better. They're better than me. They excel in more things than me. They're funnier. They're prettier. They're more handsome. It's my specific person's gonna pick that person over me. And you just discount yourself with every single thing. It's like you're dragging yourself in the mud needlessly. Like, why do that? It's silliness. You don't want to do that. You want to boost yourself up and you want to say, you know what? I'm amazing. And this person can see why I'm amazing. This person can see why I'm the clear choice. Even if you've been passed over for someone else, you can still reclaim your awesomeness and come back, get your groove back on. Like, do it. Like, say, I can build myself up, my self-image up, who I am. I am completely unique. There's no one else in this world who is just like me. And I am going to embrace me. And I'm going to say, well, then that's this person's loss. And that's not signaling to the universe that you no longer want this person. That is putting yourself first. And that is saying, I matter. And that is allowing this person to kind of rise to the occasion and realize what they've been missing in you. And then you get to pick whether or not you want to be with them, not the other way around. So you want to get into the state that you're the one who's doing the choosing, not them. It's not like you're waiting around until you're wondering whether or not they're actually going to want to be with you. It's that you are wondering, is this person good enough for me? And I want you to really think about that and ponder that, because so many of you are in this idea of lack, like, I got to wait until they're ready to be with me. And oh my God, are they really going to want to be with me? Like, can they just be with me? You want to flip it. I'm the amazing one. Are they good enough for me? The dynamic. And it starts within you. Like, you don't need the outer stuff to make those statements. About yourself. I mean, any successful person, whether it's being successful in love, money, career, health, anything, starts with an idea and an intention. I can do this. Like, think about all the great inventions that have taken place over the course of history. A lot of those people were thought of as crazy. Like they're insane. Like you think electricity can happen or flying on an airplane. Like these people had vision and they weren't afraid to be bold and be true to who they are. And I think that determination and persistence pays off. Now, in terms of a specific person, you can't force them to be with you before they're ready. And you shouldn't try to force them. You're not trying to like override their mind and force them to want to be with you. All you're doing is you're empowering yourself and you're saying, you know what, I matter. I'm amazing. You're going to miss me if you don't act upon it soon. And that's when the person starts to see you in a different way. I mean, look at that. I mean, presenting two different versions of yourself, one that is ready, willing, and waiting, and ready and available to like rearrange their schedule at any single moment to be with this person. And the other version is this elusive, confident, knows who they are, independent, doing their own thing. I mean, which one's more attractive? Which one would you pick? So really think about that. Okay. If someone is disrespectful, do you tell them or do you work on your self-love? This is an interesting one. I think you tell them and you work on your self-image. See, a lot of times, and I've noticed this in other videos and other people's ideas of what the law of attraction is. Yes, okay, there is something to everything is you pushed out. But you need to hold that person accountable. You can't say, well, this person was awful to me, so I'm going to blame myself because it's my fault that I didn't have enough self-love, so they treated me like shit. That's not fair. You can't do that. Like, you need to hold this person, yes, in your image of yourself, but do not blame yourself. Like, I can sort of see in my past when people were awful to me, because I had guys really awful to me and say really crappy things, and I had a lot of truly awful experiences. Like, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I spent a lot of hours crying, like so much so that my eyes would be like puffed out from crying, like uncontrollably and feeling really bad. And like the people that hurt me, like I can understand like the state of mind that I was in, like my self-worth wasn't very high, but I still didn't deserve it. Like maybe my self-worth wasn't very high, but still, I mean, sometimes, it's hard to have that strong opinion of yourself, and you shouldn't just take crap from someone and say it's my fault. Like that's not fair. So I think that you should always speak your mind and heart and not be afraid to call someone out on something or hold them accountable. And sometimes someone has done something to you that's just, it's a deal breaker and you don't want to be with them anymore because of that. I mean, maybe you see how you attracted it, but you still don't want to be with them anymore. And that's okay too. Like, you can always decide for yourself, like, is this forgivable or not? But never blame yourself. I don't really look into self-blame, like this idea of everyone being you pushed out. Like, that's a good idea, but I don't really say it in my own videos because I think that it encourages too much self-blame. And I think you need to be your own cheerleader, your own support system. And if you're always blaming yourself, like, what is that going to get you? Like, that's not going to get you out of the hole that you're currently in, and that's not going to get you to a point where you can manifest. Okay. Looks like Rocky has fallen asleep behind me. He is completely relaxed and chill. And did you see his ears just perked up because he heard me say his name? Yeah. Okay. Back to the questions. Are you reading comments, Veronica? No. When I'm talking, like, I can't read and talk at the same time. I don't think anybody can do that. If anybody can do that, that is an amazing trick. I would need like a second pair of eyeballs. Okay, but I am going to read questions from time to time because we are taking live questions right now. I was actually planning on doing a session from the pet adoption event. I wasn't going to take live questions, so I was just going to talk to the dogs. But like I said, that got canceled due to the awful, awful weather. I am going to be going out, though, later in the day. I'm actually going to be playing D&D. I'm going to be running a game. I do love fantasy. I think it's a great form of escapism. And I'm going to be running a module. Got it for Christmas. It's called Horde of the Dragon Queen. I'm going to be playing a halfling. Halfling cleric. It's going to be super fun. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day after I finish this session. Then I'm going to be emailing a ton of people. And then I'm going to be taking the rest of the night off. Because sometimes I do have to, take a few hours for myself. I don't take many. In fact, I think this is the first break I've taken in like a month. Okay, so back to questions, because I know that's why you're here. Okay, so let's talk. I've manifested my ex unblocking me. Congratulations. And reaching out to me after waiting 25 days. Awesome. Your book and affirmations helped. Cool. It's 4 days later and I'm feeling needy, waiting to hear from him daily. Okay. So a lot of times this happens. Like you'll do the right things to manifest and like they'll contact you. They've unblocked you. And then what happens is you get kind of addicted to this new state of being. You're like, hey, I got some. Now give me some more. You want more. The trick is, though, to stay true to the original state that caused the original breakthrough to happen. You want to remain true to that because that is what's going to bring you more. And the thing that people forget is a lot of times things happen in small doses. Like you'll have a little breakthrough. It'll be amazing. But then it'll be like this lull. And you'll be like, wait, but things changed. Why aren't they continuing onwards? But they are. Things happen in little bits and pieces, and you kind of have to give it a chance to happen. I always compare it to weight loss because it's the same exact thing. Like, say you want to lose 100 pounds. Like, I lost 150 pounds. It didn't happen overnight. It happens a little bit at a time. You have this like surge, like, wow, I lost a few pounds. And then you kind of sits on it and you're doing the same thing. You're still eating healthy, you're still exercising, but it's not working. And you're kind of frustrated. You're like, hey, I'm doing the work. Where are the results? But then it breaks through again. So you just have to remain true to the thoughts and feelings that brought you to this place, brought you to this breakthrough place, because it's going to break through again. Like you're going to experience more success. You have to be grateful for what you already had, and you need to keep living naturally, like acting as if. Like you can't suddenly revert and go backwards and be like, I'm going to be all needy again, because that didn't work the first time. Like that didn't bring him back. That's definitely not in my book. Nowhere have you ever read a success story that says, I was needy and called them 1,000 times, and on the 1,000th time, they picked up the phone and said everything I wanted to hear. You have never heard a success story like that ever. That doesn't happen. I don't think it's ever happened. Ever, and it won't. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's take some more questions. I'm not in touch with him for a few months, but I'm not able to decide whether to manifest him back or not. A lot of times you are confused. You're like, do I want this person back or don't I? I think it's fine to change your mind. Like, I think in terms of manifesting, you don't have to devote like a ton of time to this. So say to yourself, you know what? It would be great if he contacted me, but like when he does, I get to pick whether or not I really want him in my life. So always put the power in you. Like, and you always have the power to change your mind. Like if you decide you want to manifest someone and then you like totally change your mind, that's okay. Like you're not stuck with something for the rest of your life. You're just not. Like you can grow, you can change, you can do all these different things. You're allowed to. In fact, you're encouraged to. This experience of life is supposed to be amazing and wonderful and expressive and colorful and vibrant. And you're supposed to do all these things. I started your 25-day challenge, but I'm still so heartbroken and I got frustrated and desperate. Now I took a break. Okay, if you're not in the best state of mind and you are struggling with the 25-day challenge, definitely put it aside. Like, it's not a requirement of success. Like, it helps a lot of people get into a happy state of mind. But if you're not feeling like you're there yet, don't force yourself. Just put it aside and do something that is going to comfort yourself in this current moment. Because manifesting a better result is all about getting you into a place where you feel better, where you don't feel needy anymore, where you feel more in control. And I mean, there's a million different techniques that can get you there. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a law of attraction related activity. Like it could just be hanging out with some friends that make you feel better and make you feel worth your value. Like that could be something that you do. So really think in terms, what will make me feel good right now in this current moment? Because that's going to lead me closer to my desires and the kind of result that I ultimately want. I got blocked on Facebook 6 years ago. Can the person still unblock me? Of course they can. Of course. Time doesn't matter. Time is like this silly thing that we get so obsessed with. But honestly, if they unblock you, it'll feel like that 6 years never even existed. That's the interesting thing about time, is that it has this amazing ability to be such an illusion. I mean, think about it. Like 5 minutes can feel like 5 years, and 5 years can feel like 5 minutes, depending on your perspective. If you're doing something fun, time flies by. If you're doing like work, time goes by so slowly. So keep that in mind. Uh, let's see. Trinity's got ugh. I'm sorry. Should I still try to get my ex back if he says he's bad for me? Well, that's an interesting question. Do you think he's bad for you? Is he actually literally doing things that are bad for you? Because if he is, I'd like totally take a break from him. Like, you don't want to be around someone who's literally doing bad things to you. I mean, obviously, that's ridiculous. Like, you don't want to do that. But if he just says he's bad for you, like maybe he doesn't have a high opinion of himself, I think maybe, you could encourage him and say that, I do want to be with you, but maybe take some time, give him some time on his own self journey to reach a place where he can feel like he's ready to be with you. Okay. What if someone makes you, oh, I'm not going to read that one. I started your 25-day challenge. If he's moved states away and with someone new, someone else, now after 7 months, can I get him back if he said he was done with me? Yes, of course you can. Basically my answer is going to be pretty much yes to everything, because the universe only says yes, it doesn't say no. And that's in every law of attraction book, dating back to whenever the first one is. In fact, I don't even know which one the first one is. It'd be interesting to research that. But again, you've listed obstacles. He's moved away. He's with someone else. It's been 7 months. Those are the obstacles. Everyone has obstacles in something they want. What are the strengths? Like, you didn't list any of the strengths there. You listed all the things that are stacked up against you. But what do you have going for you? Those are the things you want to list. And we tend to so easily list the negative stuff, like, well, this isn't right, and this is working against me, and well, what if this happened and made it even worse? But what about playing around with ideas like, well, what if this happened to help me? Like, what if this happened? What if that happened? A good example is that Super Bowl where the Patriots won. It was against the Atlanta team. I think it was the Falcons. That's it. Where, like, I hope I named the right team. If I didn't, it's a super embarrassment. Okay, but if you watched the game, which I did, the Patriots were not supposed to win that game. Like, they were so far, in the losing side. In fact, I think I read that, like, people in Boston were, like, leaving the bars because they figured they were done. Like, there was no way they were going to come back from this game. And then, for some reason, like, everything they needed to have happen to win that game happened. Like, it was, like, so strange and so surreal. It's one of the strangest games ever. And, like, everything just fell into place perfectly. Imagine your desire similar to that. Like, you're the underdog, like everything is stacked against you. And then suddenly every single, like, thing that's supposed to happen to make it happen starts happening for you. And it doesn't even matter if people believe in you. Look at how people, like, left, like, those bars. Like, they were like, no, these guys can't do it. But then they did. It's a great example. Okay. Someone said I look sexy. Thank you. There's no such thing. I don't know what that was in response to. Let's see. Why are you ignoring me? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to. Okay. Trinity, did you have a question? I guess you're upset. Trinity, how did you find my channel? I noticed you came to a live session the other day and you sent me some sweet emails, and I think you're like 10 years old. And you're really cute, and I think that's great, but you can't possibly be looking for a specific person. So I wonder how on earth you wound up on this channel. But I am wishing you all the best and all the happiness in the world. And if you have a question, I will definitely answer it. But I just wonder, I'm subscribed. Yeah, do you want to ask a question right now? I will wait patiently. If there's something, I'll collect my breath while I wait. Okay. Oh, hi, Kristen Bennett. I hope you're having a good day too. And when I look live, I found you. Cool. Hey, join the fun. I mean, learn to manifest at 10 years old. Man, I wish I would have learned that. Man, my life would have been easier. So yeah, okay. I asked you to answer emails. Okay. I promise I can't answer the email right now, but I promise you it will be one of the emails I answered today. Okay. Let's get back. Hello, it's fun to watch your videos. I loved it. Thanks. How can I get rid of thoughts about her that pop up out of nowhere? You can't get rid of those thoughts. Like everybody wants to know, how do I get rid of those thoughts that are invading my mind? They're just gonna be in there. Like you have to know how to not give them power. You have to know that they actually have no power over you. Like these unwanted thoughts. People say to me, well, I can't visualize because these unwanted thoughts come in my mind. And, you know, those unwanted thoughts, those intrusive thoughts, are not the things that are going to cause you to stop manifesting. It's not that they're popping in your head and you got to come up with some sort of technique to erase them or to throw them out or to banish them. Like, you don't have to. They can be in your head and still not happen. The trick is when those thoughts come in and you get all angry and you're like, I got to get rid of those thoughts. They're coming in my head. Why are they there? Why are they there? You're getting into this horrible energy of just scattering around and not feeling good anymore and feeling anxious and feeling like you have to control them and get rid of them. And then suddenly you're in this frenzied state where you're no longer relaxed, you're no longer feeling good, you're no longer feeling empowered. And those feelings of your reaction to them are actually the things that are going to keep your manifestations away. It's not that they popped in your head. So if you're visualizing you and your specific person and suddenly the third party pops into your head, who cares? Doesn't matter. Who cares? Why not just stop and like imagine everyone having a party? Like seriously, because that's going to be light, easy energy. If you start to freak out and say, I've got to rub them out, I've got to erase them, I have to cancel them. Like, look, that's stressed. That's anxious. That's ridiculous. That's like, you don't want to do that. Okay. Let's take another question. My ex is just giving me breadcrumbs all the time. I'm so sick and tired. Okay. I'm sorry they're giving you breadcrumbs. You got to get out of that being sick and tired. Like you have to. Even if you have to forget about them for a while and embrace your awesomeness, do it. Like seriously. Like if you ignore them for a while with your energy, with your thoughts, you're not signaling to the universe you've given up or that you've moved on. You are signaling to the universe, I matter. I am amazing. This person is making me feel bad. All they're doing is giving me breadcrumbs. I'm tired of it. I'm going to do something else right now, here in this moment, that's going to make me feel better. And that's going to be the very thing that's going to cause them to give you more than breadcrumbs. They'll give you like the whole loaf. You know, this like freshly baked bread that they baked for you, like something super delicious, like that focaccia bread or something like that. Homemade from scratch. That's what they'll give you instead of breadcrumbs. What can I do when things keep pointing towards it not being meant to be? Am I deceiving myself by trying to manifest this connection again? Josette, I love your name. It's actually one of my favorite names. Okay. Now, I don't think anything is meant to be or not meant to be. And I think a lot of you get hung up on this. You say, well, it's not working, so it must not be meant to be. I don't think anything's meant to be, even if you have a super strong connection with someone. Like it's not just meant to be, because meant to be, it signifies that everything's pre-written, that we have no control over anything, that it's what it's meant to be. And that's why I tend to stay away from these sort of ideas, because I think they make you give away your power and they make you feel helpless and hopeless and not good. It's not good at all. So I always say if something isn't working, try at a new angle, especially if something isn't working after several years. You do not want to keep doing the same thing. You need to get to a place where you can feel empowered, where you can feel at one with life, with whatever it is you have currently going on in this moment. Now, that thing that you are seeking, that person that you are seeking, can eventually come around, but you do not want to wait on them. You do not want to put your life on hold. You do not want to think, well, my life will begin when I'm with this person. You want to totally embrace your life, totally embrace your happiness. and put them aside a little bit. Like, seriously, like, if you're struggling, you don't want to struggle. You want to feel good right now. And a lot of times, like I said, people get afraid, like this is somehow giving up. I've given up because I'm no longer gripping tightly anymore, thinking about them all the time. No, it's not giving up. It's setting yourself free to a place where you can feel better. Like, seriously, try it out. It actually works. Like, you're not going to forget about your person. You're not going to forget about what you want. You're going to empower yourself to a place where it can actually happen. Okay. I need to go now, unfortunately. I would love to talk to you all day. I'm not sure I could last that long, though, because I do get thirsty at some point. If I had somebody to bring me coffee, I could probably do this for like 3 hours. I don't have anybody to bring me coffee, and Rocky's not bringing me coffee. He's sleeping there. All right. Is it possible to manifest someone who has cheated into being loyal? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. And I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that your person can be loyal to you. I want you to succeed. That's why I do these live sessions. Now, if you want to do a regular coaching session with me, I am happy to take you on as a client, VeronicaIsles.com. Don't have any time slots today to do a phone call, but I do have them tomorrow. Some of them are already filled already, but I'm happy to fit you in. I'll be working pretty much all day tomorrow. I will not be working next Friday. That's my birthday. And I will not be working next Sunday. That's the Super Bowl. But other than that, I'm pretty much working every single day. And I'm happy to help you succeed. So let's see, my email, VeronicaIsles@gmail.com, my website, VeronicaIsles.com, my Instagram, which I'll be posting soon. I think my phone's ringing. Someone's calling me. Let's see who it is. Oh, it's a client. Sorry. Okay, well, I don't think he's watching right now, because if he was, he would know that I'm actually just wrapping up. Okay, so I will call you back soon. You know who you are because you're calling me right now. Okay, so where was I? Oh, Instagram. I did drop my phone, actually, and the camera cracked. So I'm going to have to replace my phone. That's why there have been no Instagram pictures in the last couple of days. So bear with me. I will be switching out my phone really soon. New Instagram pictures, Veronica Isles. 5 eBooks on Amazon. And what was the last thing? Oh, so subscribe to my channel if you would. Thank you so much to the new subscribers. I went over 25,000 on Tuesday, and I'm almost 26,000. I am amazed. The universe is abundant. Have a lovely, lovely, perfect day. And honestly, let go. Embrace your amazingness. It will change your world. Have a lovely day.